Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now.
Grow up, little girl, okay? I'm done.
Mary,
have a good night.
no.
I'm not doing this with you. You're not wasting you've wasted enough of my time.
Mary, please don't do this.
Watch me leave.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're talking about the new episode of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. They were off last week for some reason, but they're back. So let's talk about this new episode. It's season 4, episode 8. So the first opening scene of the episode is Whitney. I was like, really, Whitney? She's speaking to her husband. Turns out she just got out the phone with Mary because she wants to resolve whatever issues they had. She says that she was never left in peace of what happened between them. Well, maybe that's your conscience speaking to you, Whitney. So they plan to meet up. She mentions that Heather is planning a skiing event with Meredith, so she's a little apprehensive about that. But she also reminds her husband about the birthday party that they're throwing for their child. But turns out that day that Whitney has planned the party, Justin is going to be at a very important work event. So they are trying to figure that out. She decides to switch it to another date, but she's going to need his help. She also tells him to please schedule their marriage therapy session. Child, this scene came across as amateur acting. Next up, Heather invites Monica to hang out with her. They are in some snow motorcycles. They're riding on those on top of the snow. It looked very cool. Then they go inside, and Heather talks about that incident that happened at the Easter party, and she says that she feels horrible seeing what happened between her and her mom. Monica says that this stems from childhood. She claims that her mom left her in Pennsylvania when she was 12, and that she left to New York. So she feels like her mom's always been abandoning her, and that's how she felt. Like, that's what triggered it at the party. Heather, of course, feels bad hearing this, but let me tell y'all something. First of all, Monica was trying to cry, but I didn't see a single tear come out of her eyes. Not a single one. And in case y'all missed it, Monica's mom came on Twitter whenever they released a clip of this. And in the video, she basically said that all the things that Monica were saying was lies. So I don't know who to believe. So I definitely don't believe Monica, though. I will tell y'all that. And again, it's sickening to see her sell out her mom for a storyline. And the sad part is that Monica is tricking a lot of people on social media. They're really believing her, and they are bullying her mom on her behalf. I just think it's sickening, and I'm just like, what a bad daughter. The next scene is nice. It's John Barlow and his son. The son, Jack, actually told his dad that he was going on this mission way before telling Lisa. The dad seemed cool. Like, he seems like chill. He was, or I guess still is, a Mormon, so he's showing his son old pictures of himself, you know, how they dress with the white shirt and the tie and the bicycle. Then Lisa joins them. Lisa is so extra. She first of all, she wants to do a big party for him, which that's okay, but her son is chill. He don't want all that extra stuff, but nevertheless, they talk to him. They're very proud. John even gets a little bit choked up on his confessional. He says that saying that he's proud doesn't even cut it. They really love their son. That's great to see. But man, even in this special event, Lisa kept making everything about herself. She says, well, when I was in college and when I had this friend, I'm like, damn, Lisa. But they're very supportive, so I love that. Okay, so then we see this cross-country skiing activity that Heather planned. It was only Heather, Whitney, Meredith, and Monica, so no Angie, no Mary. That's interesting. And after doing that, they sit down to eat. Someone mentions that Monica has a new car, but she says, oh no, that's a rental because her car, which she pays for, is in her mom's name. So her mom uses that as leverage or, to threaten her if she doesn't do XYZ, that she'll call the police and report it stolen. Whether or not that's true, why is your car even in her name, Monica? And, go get a job and get your own car with your own title. And you know what? Because she also said that she now has the rental because after the party at Angie's, her mom isn't letting her use it. Well, if you cuss me out in public in front of everybody, you're not going to use my car either. She even compares her mother to Ted Bundy. I mean, this Monica is deplorable. Heather and Whitney also talk about their moms because they don't talk to them, but that's because they left Mormonism. Whitney then invites them to the party that she's doing for her child, and then she speaks directly to Meredith and says, you are invited as well, but I will let you know Angie is going to be there. And I want to know, why did you say you wanted to destroy her life? Monica is just like, what are you talking about? I never said that. Then Whitney want to talk about, oh, I see what you're doing. You did this to Jen. You did this to Lisa. You're doing it to Angie. You've done it to me. I think this is a pattern of you trying to destroy people's lives. Then Meredith says, that is not true. And by the way, I can't believe that you didn't reach out to me after my car crash, which, by the way, you drove down by. Meredith says that she saw her life ending before her eyes because she thought she was going to fall off that cliff. Meredith elaborates a little bit more on that, but it's getting on my freaking nerves that the editors continue to downplay the situation and they play some comedic, funny music as she's saying it. It's just sickening to see that. But anyway, she says that she doesn't wish any ill harm on Angie, and she really doesn't care. Speaking of Angie, she is the next scene. She's at home with her dad. He comes home with some lemons, and they do some cooking, which is pretty cool. He seemed like a cool old man, and looks like he's good at cooking as well. Then they're eating what they just cooked, and the dad says, where is Sean? He's at the salon working, but Angie says that she hasn't gone on a date with him for over a year. Then the dad talks a little bit about his relationship with Angie's mom. Unfortunately, because the mom died at a young age, Angie didn't really get to see her mom and dad's relationship too much. So it's been a little tricky for her, not knowing how to deal in her relationship. That's pretty sad. But then Sean does end up coming, but his energy to Angie seems off. Like, he didn't even greet her like a nice hug, a kiss. He was weird, and he just went to go take a shower. Okay, so the next scene, Whitney and Mary finally have their sit down. They meet at this restaurant because Whitney wanted to. They sit down, order their food, normal stuff, but enough of that. Mary pretty much says, listen, shoot your shot, go ahead, because you called us to be here, so let's see what you got. Whitney starts by saying that she got caught up on all the BS talking about her, and Mary says, nope, you severed our future. But Whitney want to say, you gotta own up to it as well. And Mary's like, own what? Own you talking about me? But Whitney mentions some text that Mary had sent her, and Mary says, nope. Grow up, little girl. I've had enough of you. You're not wasting my time. Listen, as she should react. I feel like we saw like the surface of it, but Whitney and Lisa were trying to destroy Mary with all that church stuff, so I'm glad Mary isn't being easy on her. And she said, like, how are you going to compare a few messages to you calling me and my husband predators? Because you're going to play the victim over some text after what you did? Mary says, goodbye, I'm leaving, you don't get it, wake up, bobblehead. She orders the to-go box and leaves. She says, I did not come for this. Then that was that. Whitney was left alone on that table. But listen, I understand, because that's what Whitney always does. She'll never take accountability, even with Meredith, with just the conversation that they had. So it's really hard to talk to her. So I would have left too, because there's no use to talking to somebody like that. Then we focus on Jack's mission party, and oh my goodness, look at this. I feel like this is literally the best representation of Utah in a picture. White and Mormon people. But what's cool is that when you go on these missions, it's sort of like a surprise because you don't know where you're going. And it's like a big reveal party. So Jack gets the paper and reveals that his mission is going to Colombia. Big reveal. Lisa was talking about he's probably gonna be held at gunpoint. I was like, what the hell? But they were very excited, and that was really nice. Good for him. Wish him all the luck in the world. Then, oh, Jesus, Lord and Savior. The next scene is Monica and her mom. Listen, y'all. They meet up at this restaurant. Right from the beginning, Monica's mom is in tears. I think she was probably acting. And says that she saw a movie about a mother who died and the daughter was never able to resolve her issues, but Monica says she doesn't feel bad for her. She doesn't feel bad seeing her cry. She says that she felt like she picked other people's side at Angie's party because she was apologizing to them, which I'm just thinking, well, of course she's going to apologize. Angie was the owner of the house. I mean, how ridiculous is that? But then the mom gets sassy. She says, I don't want you to feel bad for me. I want you to listen to me. And Monica says, don't talk to me like that. I mean, oh my goodness, this looks like the most toxic relationship I've seen in my life. Linda was saying that she was trying to calm her down so that she wouldn't look like an idiot in public. But Monica says that she would have never apologized to those strangers. And they're just going back and forth to the point where Linda has to call Monica a mother effer. I was baffled with this scene, but I can't deny it. It also had me cracking up a little bit because that's how crazy it was. I do think there is a conversation to be had. Monica does say that she still feels like she was abandoned. Linda is claiming she never did that she had to go get a job. They're screaming at each other that they have a trauma. Monica says that it's a generational cycle. She even goes as far as to say, you hate me because your mother hated you. Then the mom calls her by her full government name. Monica says, why do you call me that? Linda says, that's because that's what I named you. But I don't know what your name is because you change it every effing year. Then Monica says, well, if you wouldn't be kissing your boy toys at the back of the trucks, you would know my name. Linda says, that happened once. And I was just like, this was crazy. I mean, how could you not laugh at at some of this? I would have never expected this, but at the same time, it is pretty sad. And, you know, there was a little part of me that thought, what if they're both acting? Because they both look like toxic people. What if they planned this for the cameras? I wouldn't put it past them. But listen, I already gave my stance on this last video. I don't care how toxic or horrible either one of your parents are. I don't think you should ever disrespect them. It's just one of those things that, like, for me, you never talk to your parent as an equal. They're not equal to you. They're above you. They're your parents. And I know a lot of people feel differently, but that's my culture, that's my religion, those are my beliefs, and I ain't changing them. But at the same time, I'm going to put the blame on Linda because at the end of the day, she was the one that was responsible for raising Monica with respect, with those values. I think that what she was missing is that she needed to give Monica a few ass whoopings a lot when she was the child so she wouldn't end up like this. But they actually end up saying that they need to go to therapy. Linda actually suggests that, and then Monica gets up and leaves, and that's all we saw for this episode. Pretty good episode considering we didn't have one last week. I'm excited. Next week there will be a party, the one that Whitney is throwing, and it looks like Monica and Lisa are gonna get into it. But you guys, let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Did you enjoy it? But most importantly, let me know your thoughts about the Whitney and Mary sit down, and then about the Monica and the mom sit down. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. You have a great one. Bye.